Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm finally back from an out of town trip. I'm coming back to do Black Clover 33, and today we got a fight chapter, or the ending of a fight chapter. I thought the arc was concluded in the last chapter or two, but they're continuing to drag it out and introduce more people. But it's not like the feeling of getting dragged out, it's actually pretty good. There's a whole lot of information being given, and that's really rare to see within a fight scene. Like, when this started off, I had already concluded in the last chapter that Leon may still be alive, but I assumed he was dead because I gave them the benefit of the doubt on whether or not they would be trying to bring characters back and stuff. Well, it seems as though the grimoires work a lot like the river cards from One Piece. Basically, if they burn out and disappear, then the person is dead. However, we got to see that Leon's had actually not burned out. At a certain point, it was actually, starting to burn out, and make him disappear to where he's dead, but no, he's still alive right now. And Noelle pointed this out. She says that, well, the Grimoire is still alive, so that means he's still alive. All right, so we have to stop the bleeding really quick. All right, and then Raditz is sitting there making fun of Leopold, like, where's all your bravery now? And then he attacks Leopold, knocking him into a wall. And Leopold's still, kind of in shock about what's going on, so he don't really have time to respond or anything. He's not calm at this juncture, like Leon told him to be. Obviously, he just thinks he lost his older brother, so he's got plenty of reason to be in shock. But moving on, we got to see. After that, that's when Leon's grimoire started to fade, and Raditz says that he does as he wishes. He doesn't need a proper mindset because he recalls back to the time early in the fight where he tells Raditz basically the only thing you needed to succeed was the proper mindset, and you lacked that. And now Raditz is just like, I don't need a proper mindset. I'll do what I wish, when I wish, how I wish to do it. And then the teleportation user, we haven't got the name of yet. Unless we got it last chapter, I forget. But the teleportation user tries to teleport Raditz away, and at some point later on in the chapter, he actually proclaims that we cannot lose Raditz yet, which makes me think they are manipulating him, which would make me wonder about a conspiracy that's going on trying to take out the Sorcerer Emperor, perhaps by the neighboring village, like I said, or not village, town, or whatever you would want to call it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a town or country. Well, anyway, the neighboring ones that's competing with them are actually probably could be staging a coup right now to take out the Sorcerer Emperor and take down that whole town and maybe even annex the land. Not sure about that yet, just a theory. But anyway, Noelle tries to stop after Aster remains calm, like Leon said. Um, Noelle tries to stop Aster because Aster's running in to, stop the whole teleport user from teleporting him. And he remembers that Leon said, hey, stay calm no matter what happens, and you can figure out a way to overcome any obstacle. And he tells Noelle that, and then he chunks his sword at the teleportation user spell, and it negates it. And everybody's shocked, like, anti-magic, no way. And then the whole portal goes away, just as I said, he canceled it. Then Aster runs in with his larger sword and actually manages to cut Raditz's face, and Raditz is like, what do you think you're doing, you little shit? Yeah, sorry, excuse the language, but that's what he said. He says, blood is weakness, and small mana pools are at the mercy of large mana pools, or larger mana pools, and Aster's like, he's not going to let him get away with that. And he's going to show a person with no magic or little magic can actually rise to the top and be the very best. He's not going to be shut down because he has no magic power whatsoever. He's going to overcome adversity, which he's been doing since birth. And the teleport after that, the teleport guy goes to try to attack. This is when he says he can't lose Raditz right now. So if you want to know where that's at, it's right around this area. And basically, he tries to use his teleport spell, sort of like Portal, and Portal basically goes in one side, comes out the other spot the teleport location is. Basically, he tries to send like a little tornado type deal at Asta from behind, or any kind of attack. But Leopold interrupts after Noelle tries to warn Asta, but Noelle's too late, obviously, as always. Leopold stops it though because he also remembered that he said to remain calm, and after Leopold remained calm, he's like, I cannot be the only one licking my wounds here. my brother just got attacked. I have to get in and do something. He didn't say it like that, but I'm pretty sure that's what he was thinking if they did have thoughts. But anyhow, he wants to help defeat the guys who defeated his brother. And then Asta points out that this curse that's making him continuously bleed until death is gonna be very bad if he keeps bleeding. So what he does is he takes his magic sword and places it on his wound to stomp out the curse that's making him bleed, which I believe was genius. Like I did not think of that. Like I really didn't think of that. Some other people might have, but I didn't. I think it was awesome. It was amazing to me. But anyway, it was pretty badass. Well, I can't wait to see that when it actually gets animated, because I'm pretty sure this show is going to get animated, or this manga will be animated into a show, and it's going to be extremely badass. Can't wait for it. Anyway, he's like, basically after he stopped the bleeding curse, he's like, all right, it's my turn now. Leon, please watch over me now. And Leon's already down. He's just like, I don't know. He's like, hey, watch me. I'm a student, a pupil, and I'm about to try to go off right here. And he's like, I don't care what the odds are right now. And right after that, 5 new guys come up and start making fun of Raditz and the teleport guy. Like, we came as soon as we got the call. These scrubs are what was holding you up for real, because they are pretty low level within the guilds. And it is kind of shocking that they would hold them up, with the exception of them not knowing Aster's power. And Aster has a pretty badass power to hold people up, in the sense of stopping the teleportation guy, and just cancel magic in general. That's a pretty powerful power, even though he has no mana power at all. Well, mana pool. And he's like, I've been overcoming adversity since birth. I don't care about this situation you have me in. And then we ended the chapter after he's like, the adversity brings out the best of us. Now, the thing that I believe is going to happen is they're probably just going to rescue Raditz after a small little skirmish and everybody's going to get out. But if they don't, this could spell pretty. This is to spell some pretty good danger for Asta and Noel and even Leopold for getting hurt. They're basically surrounded unless some more Magic Knights appear, which is very likely now because almost every other side has already been taken out. So unless somebody else appears, then they're at a very good disadvantage. I think they'll have to fight at a disadvantage for a minute before some more Magic Knights step in, or maybe even the Sorcerer Emperor comes back to actually help out. Even though he's out of town right now, he might make it back in time. Um, Other than that, this chapter was weirdly written for a fight chapter. A fight chapter normally exclusively fights with small amounts of dialogue, but we got a large amount of information for a fight scene for this dialogue, which I actually really enjoyed. It's a refreshing touch on battle manga that most people don't bring to the table. Not even Oda brings this to the table. Not Kishimoto, not anybody. It's pretty rare to see something like this, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm actually going to give this chapter a 9 out of 10, even though it wasn't anything that moves the plot too much or anything that actually gave any. It gave character development for both Leopold and for Asta, because they're using the teachings that Leon taught him before Leon was wounded really bad, to the point that he might not even get to come back to life right now. And like I said, 9 out of 10. This chapter was great. I enjoyed it, guys. That's all. Peace.